So moving on with the cartwheel, we had that frontal cartwheel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a square hip cartwheel. A square hip cartwheel is a cartwheel where there's a 180-degree turn as I go. So if I start finishing in one direction, when I finish, I'll be facing the opposite direction. That's a square hip cartwheel. Just as the name describes, the hips are square from the beginning and they finish at the end the same way, just opposite leg in front. As simple as that. Now, it's easy to say this thing, but it's hard to actually perform. What we're going to do is we're going to take our concept of the line and we're going to stay on that line, and we're just going to initiate the cartwheel a little different. Instead of starting in this frontal plane, I'm going to start facing the line, so hips are square. I'm going to take a big step forward, lunge, hips are still square, arms are up. What I'm going to think about is my concept of handstand, which is just a kick up to handstand. In that kick up to handstand, what I want to focus on is not meeting feet together. I'm going to try to maintain a split. So one more time, I'm here, arms are up, big step, hips are square, I reach forward, hit a handstand, keep my legs split. Once I have that handstand with a split, now I can start thinking about taking it into a frontal plane. So that's going to require a little turning. So I start arms up, big step. As I reach in, I'm going to lead with my first hand, which was the same hand I had in the semi-circle. And this is what I'm looking at. Reach, turn. I'm opening up my chest into that frontal plane, which was the same lateral lunge step in. Now, I have a very straight line here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this straight line, and instead of finishing on the straight line, I'm going to finish in a turn. And the turn is going to come this way. I don't know if you can see the line, but if you look at the line, the turn is going to come out this way. So I'm just going to follow through. Watch this, I don't kick you. Arms up, big step. I'm going to reach in, turn, finish out here in a frontal plane, chest facing in. And I'm going to practice that until I feel comfortable going in. Square hip, finishing frontal. So I start square, finish, frontal. That's what I'm looking at. If I'm capable of doing that, then I'll be ready to do the next thing. And this is when it gets tricky. I need to square the hips out, which means as I come down, I'm just going to turn my hip so I end up facing the opposite direction. I know this sounds like a lot of information, but all we've added is a starting with hips forward, and now once we got that frontal plane, a finish with hips square. So I'm arms up, big step, cartwheel, finish, hips facing the opposite direction. Now, don't forget, hands turned in, and the last thing is head in. If you head over here and just watch me from the front, my head should be in where I should be able to see you the whole time. So as I do my cartwheel, I'm looking at the camera, and I'm finishing. That head in position is the same thing as our overhead for a thruster, press, push, jerk. It stays the same. If you can do that, you will line yourself up and you'll find the squareness. That's square hip cartwheel. Start doing that after you have your frontal plane dialed.